Carbon Ocean Yachts. Their newest creation, Duende, is a one-off custom-built carbon fiber multi-hull ocean racing spaceship. And we got on board and some behind-the-scenes video for you on how they built this amazing creation. Carbon Ocean Yachts, I'd never heard of them either. They're a relatively new player on the yacht construction scene. This US-based company is currently headquartered in Bristol County, Rhode Island. The company's production portfolio is basically dominated by high-performance custom motor yachts and super yachts that are made out of, you guessed it, carbon fiber. This company attributes its early success to their team of highly skilled and experienced craftsmen. Carbon Ocean Yachts has demonstrated a really high level of competency in the design and construction of very fast boats and, of course, high-end super yachts. The company is able to harness the best minds in the business of design and construction for these high-performance boats. It also partners with a bunch of the leading suppliers in the US and subcontractors for the finest core materials and innovative production applications. Duende is a 50-footer. She's 24.3 feet wide. She's fitted with a really custom Lorima rotating carbon mast. The sails are by Quantum, and it has curved symmetric daggerboards and the rudders that have fixed wings on the bottom of the rudder blades. It comes with two Yanmar 30 horses with sail drives, MLI LifePo batteries, lithium, thermodynamica air conditioning, and induction cooking. There are 4 sleeping cabins, 2 queens aft, a double and 2 singles forward. There's 2 heads, both amidships. Galley up, inside steering wheel, plus 2 tillers at the back. Sail controls are all led aft to the powered winches in the cockpit. Duende was designed as a one-off for this particular owner with no plans to build a second boat. The owner had a lot of multi-hull experience and they knew exactly what they wanted, and they gave both Carbon Ocean Yachts and the designer very clear guidelines. The designer is SDK Structures, also Rhode Island. SDK Structures is a design and engineering firm specializing in high-performance composite marine structures. They build hulls, many racing yachts and other designs, but also working with a wide mix of other eclectic projects such as this new Catamaran. The partnership between SDK and Carbon Ocean Yachts was formed over 20 years ago by Dirk Kramers and Steve Koopman, with Ross Ween integrally involved for the last 10 years. While this is a one-off custom-ordered yacht, Carbon Ocean still has all the tooling and says they're ready to whip up a sister ship for a special someone if they like what they see. Some unique features about this boat: there are 3 furlings up front for sail area to handle just about any situation, whether you're putting along in 5 knots or out there racing in 25 plus. And the rotating mast means some real deal speed over the water. And when you're done ripping around with those 10-foot deep daggerboards, they raise up for shallow water. So do the rudders. The fixed wings on the rudders can be adjusted when this boat's out of the water to tune in the boat's performance if she's nosing up or down too much. She can be steered with the tillers out back, where all the sail controls are neatly led aft to those primary winches, or she can be steered from the more comfortable and relaxed inside helm station. The level of craftsmanship that goes into these yachts is top-notch, from the innovation and expert hands-on during the whole process. And it's all hand-built here. No stamping out any part in a production environment to make 300 of them. Everything is one-off and custom fit. Wandering around the very cool interior, and I mean well air-conditioned very cool, you get the feel that you're in an expeditionary vessel meant to charge around the ocean at 20 knots, arriving in new anchorages days before anyone else is there to claim the best spot. You can then weigh anchor and go compete in just about any race on the planet with confidence. I'd expect a team of 10 or so people to really handle this weapon on the race course, but the way it's set up, a couple could easily jump on board and manage it in a cruising capacity. And unlike all the lagoons and leopards, you won't find 3-tier sunbathing platforms and deep freezers here, but it is enough to live on when you want to. Absent are the wet bars and pop-up TV screens, but as a custom yacht, you can have it just about any way you want it. No word on price, as this was all custom work, but the builder says it would be about $1 million cheaper if they build a second one, because all the custom fabricated tooling has already been made. and she hasn't really been raced or sailed south yet, so performance numbers would be all theoretical. But I did find a forum discussing this boat where another boater noticed her charging up behind him, so he pulled her up on the AIS. He found that she was charging up behind them against a 1.2 knot current on the nose, and his AIS reported her doing 8.59 knots, so well over 9 against the current. This is a pretty incredible carbon fiber yacht, and I would imagine the owner was a fairly specific person about what they wanted, so the design and the fitting was not up to the builder. But what we can say from the hundreds of boats that we go on every year is this was extremely well executed. The fit and finish is as close to perfect as it can be. Every panel and fitting is exact. Nothing squeaks or rattles or gives the impression that anything was an afterthought. It all appears to be designed in right from the start. A few little foibles. The T-shaped rudders are hung from the back of the boat, which means they may gather weeds as you navigate inland waters or anything else that's floating on the surface. Most boats have the rudders under the waterline coming through the hull, so they don't scour the water surface for debris. Though hung rudders means 2 less big holes in the boat, so there's that. The sail control lines are all outside, so if you do go cruising and you want to sail in the rain or the cold, you have to go outside every time you want to adjust sail trim, which wouldn't be all that much fun. And outside you're steering with tillers, which for high performance sailing is insanely fun. You can feel everything the boat's doing as the water rushes over the blades. But for cruising, that would get pretty tiring. You'd probably spend most of your time steering inside from the wheel. And all the carbon fiber and rotating masts and lifting rudders and daggerboards does mean a lot of moving parts, which means more maintenance. This boat should be hauled out regularly and cleaned and serviced. It's like owning an exotic car. Early Lamborghinis had to go back to Italy every 10,000 miles to be tuned and serviced. And that's kind of what this feels like, a very fast, very sexy, and extremely well-built supercar for the water with accommodations to live aboard. But if you can afford to have something like this custom built for you, I would imagine you can also afford the maintenance on it, so good on you. I can't wait to see this thing ripping up and down the coast or maybe in the Chesapeake in the spring. What do you guys think? A wildly exciting cat for some wildly exciting sailing? The steering is especially interesting. Leave your thoughts in the comments and don't forget to hit subscribe and tick that little bell so you don't miss anything here at Practical Sailor. Also, we're always looking for good talent, good writers who have knowledge to share with the sailing world. If you have such knowledge and want to make some money and write for Practical Sailor, let us know at practical-sailor.com/apply. I'll see you guys next time.